Good morning. Welcome to the morning forecast discussion for December 7th, 2011. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen D. Martino, and it is currently 9:26 a.m. and we have a storm to talk about, specifically an interior snowstorm that might actually even bring a few light snowflakes down to the coast. So let's take a look at this forecast. Currently, right now, as you can see, it's pretty warm out there. Temperatures in the lower 50s to lower 60s along the immediate coast. But then as you move west towards the Hudson River Valley and towards eastern Pennsylvania, temperatures fall off rapidly through the 40s and into the 30s. What we have in place here is clearly a cold front, and this cold front will be sliding to the south and east. So enjoy these warm temperatures this morning while they last, because they won't be lasting for all that much longer as that cold front drops south. As you can see, between this cold front, we have roughly let's say 12, about 14 degree thermal gradient between the cold air establishing itself and the warm air that is sitting over the east coast. And then here's our cold front right here. So, what can we expect for today? Well, clearly we are going to be dealing with a lot of rain. There is plenty of rainfall throughout the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area, and that rain will continue to stream to the north and east. Now, as this cold front drops south and east, the rainfall will intensify because the thermal gradient over the region will intensify. But we have a very interesting disturbance setting up over the Mississippi River Valley that's moving towards the Tennessee River Valley. This disturbance will enhance this area of precipitation right here. You can see the Boeing effect also as this low pressure system starts to develop. This is right here a textbook signature of a low pressure system developing. Cold air starting to advance a little bit further ahead of the warm air, so you end up with this kind of Boeing effect starting to develop as our area low pressure system starts to develop and form. So let's break this down, shall we? Alright, first of all, this is the moisture transport at 850 millibars. The reason why I want to show this is because it is clear that we have plenty of moisture throughout this storm. This storm has very strong moisture transport from the Gulf of Mexico, and as a result, I do not expect any decrease in the moderate to heavy rainfall for today, and that's going to be important for tonight as cold air starts to work in. Talking about the cold air, I've noticed that some people have sent me emails about this, that the thickness and basically, let me explain this. These lines here are what we use to measure just how cold the atmosphere is. And when you are to the west or northwest of these lines, that usually means that you are in line for snowfall. Now, these lines haven't moved all that much. Well, they really shouldn't. You see, this cold air, this indication of cold air at various levels of the atmosphere, should not drop south and east towards the northern Atlantic until we get a strong area low pressure off the New Jersey coast. Think of that low pressure system like a vacuum, because it is a vacuum. And that vacuum pulls in cold air towards it to fill the rising air that's rising. So, as a result, this cold air starts to crash towards the coast tonight as this low pressure system intensifies, and that is why we're going to see moderate to heavy snow over the interior and a gradual change over to snow along the coast early tomorrow morning. Taking a look at the infrared satellite picture, you can see plenty of lifting developing as our stationary front slowly slips south and east. Again, enjoy that warm air while you can, because it is leaving us, and that colder area is going to build to the south and east towards the east coast. Now, this low pressure system is the one to keep an eye on. As this disturbance here interacts with this low pressure system here, both of them are going to drive towards the northeast, towards the New Jersey coastal waters. By tonight, I expect the low pressure system to be right around the Delmarva, and by early tomorrow morning, let's say about 3 a.m., it will be right off the New Jersey coast. Now, while it's moving in this track right here, it's going to rapidly deepen. That rapidly deepening effect causes the cold air to rush to the south and east, creating a rapid changeover to snow over portions of the interior, specifically northeastern Pennsylvania. We're talking about the Poconos here, and portions of northwestern New Jersey, the Hudson River Valley, and eventually northwestern Connecticut. When that changeover occurs, snow will start to accumulate pretty quickly, especially for locations above 1,000 feet. Meanwhile, along the coast, we'll continue to see rain, but as that low pressure system departs, we'll have one more band of moderate precipitation moving through, and that will produce some snowfall for the region early tomorrow morning. Could be a trace, maybe an inch at most for some locations along the immediate coast. Most locations probably won't even notice a little bit of snow, except maybe on top of your car roofs or on some grassy locations. By 8 a.m. tomorrow, this storm is gone. And with that, unfortunately, so will the warm air. Tomorrow's going to be much colder with temperatures in the 40s for highs. And oh, by the way, it will be rather windy as well, ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour from the northwest. And that means some pretty nice wind chills will be in place. So get ready for some very chilly conditions. Taking a look at the model guidance, we're going to use the GFS model guidance this morning. And pretty much it's on par with all the model guidance, especially the NAM that's coming out right at this time. Pretty much all saying the same thing. Warm air holds in place over the East Coast, slowly moving that warm air off of the East Coast with cold air building in. Our temperatures will gradually fall throughout the day today. So we won't be in the lower 60s for much longer. We'll fall into the 50s and gradually the 40s. Meanwhile, a strong disturbance goes into a negatively tilt to trough. That enhances lifting along the East Coast. Here comes our low pressure system. This is at 8 p.m. Look what happens at 1 a.m. Our low pressure system is rapidly intensifying. Cold air is racing towards the coast. That rain changes over to snow rather quickly over northeastern Pennsylvania. Now, this tight thermal gradient that's setting up over northeastern Pennsylvania and northwestern New Jersey, that's going to enhance the, let's say, the snow bands that develop in these locations. That's why you see this dark blue right here. That's because of enhancement at the mid-levels. It's basically strong, what we call strong frontal genesis, combined with strong lifting at the upper levels, produces a rather impressive band of moderate to heavy snowfall. That is going to be a big key to this entire forecast. Again, the storm moves rapidly. By tomorrow morning, it's already driving up into Maine. This is not a slow-moving system. Much of this precipitation you see here is going to occur before 8 a.m. In fact, I expect most locations to be drying out by 6 a.m. So by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, this storm is done. But you'll know it was here because it will be very windy tomorrow with cold temperatures. So wind chills will likely be in the 30s. Rather drastic change from what we're experiencing this morning. High pressure will be in control through Friday, providing tranquil yet chilly weather conditions. Then we're going to have to watch an area low pressure on Saturday. For right now, I'm just expecting a few scattered rain and snow showers, nothing significant. But with these type of disturbances, it's always important to keep an eye on them. Otherwise, tranquil conditions for the weekend. High pressure will be in place for Sunday for your NFL football games. And tranquil conditions will continue on through Monday and Tuesday, with temperatures remaining seasonable with lows in the mid-20s to lower 30s and highs in the upper 30s to mid-40s. I don't expect much in the way of a change in that forecast. So that is the forecast for this morning. Oh, one other thing. Let me go over the snow map here. Again, just to make clear, along the immediate coast, mostly rain. Ending as a little bit of snow, could be a trace, maybe an inch. This covers much of New Jersey, central and southern New Jersey, Long Island, and New York City metropolitan area, and most of the Philadelphia metropolitan area. From the Philadelphia metropolitan area on northwest and northwestern New York City, including southern Connecticut, I'm looking at anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. Most locations will be around that 1 inch, and most of that will be on grassy surfaces. Not a major storm at all. As you move into the interior, specifically portions of southeastern Pennsylvania through northwestern New Jersey, the southern Hudson River Valley, and much of northern Connecticut, I'm expecting 3 to 6 inches of snow. That 6 inches of snow will be for higher elevations above 500 feet. I really don't expect much in the way of heavy snowfall for these locations, anywhere from 3 to 6 inches again. And most of the snowfall will be on grassy surfaces, a little bit on the roadways, certainly slick roadways tomorrow morning. And then what I would call the jackpot area, extreme northeastern Pennsylvania, we're talking about Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Hazleton, anywhere from 4 to 8 inches of snow with locally higher amounts as high as 12 inches, especially above 1,000 feet. Most locations again will be around 4 inches, but I'm hedging my bets that there could be some rather intense bands of snowfall developing due to the strong thermal gradient I was showing at 850 millibars and temperatures and heights crashing. So normally with that type of situation and this type of rapid development, you see at least one band that just pummels an area. Where that area will set up in this location I have forecasted, I can't say, but someone here is going to get a rather impressive band of moderate to heavy snowfall early tomorrow morning. So that is the entire forecast for the next couple of days here. And thank you for trusting in NYNJPA Weather for your weather information. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino, and I will have more information on this storm later tonight on NYNJPAweather.com and NYNJPA Weather on Twitter and Facebook. Have a wonderful day.